Alright, hi friends, welcome back to part 2 of this Let's Build video series. If you missed the first part, that is on my channel. It was released last Saturday, the day of EA Play, and so today we are actually going to be building the exterior of the house, and then I might be placing some items down so we can get at least an idea of where the build will be going. But as you can see, I already sort of built an outline with the plans. We'll just kind of get the rough outline out now, and then we'll see how it looks. Okay, so just kind of rough outline. Okay, so now we have that, and so this is the first floor. I did check the poll just before starting the build, and I believe by 1 or 2 votes, a 2-story house won out, so this will be a 2-story house. I think I'll kind of meet it in the middle though, and I won't do a full second story. I'll maybe do like half of a second story, and maybe have something like this, where the front of the house sort of goes. Maybe we could probably do something interesting with this area. Maybe make this like a fireplace sort of thing. And so actually I should mention that based off the comments that were left on my last video, Chlorophyll said that a loft space would kind of be nice, and now where I come from, or at least from the terminology I've heard, loft space for me tends to mean like an open second floor. That's kind of my idea of a loft space, and I know, like, on searching the internet, typically a loft space is seen as something else, kind of a whole open space, sort of like what I would think of as maybe a studio apartment. And so I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this necessarily. We will kind of worry about that more when I get to furnishing though, but I do want to make sure the style is already kind of input. So right now, today, we are just sort of focusing on the exterior look, so the roofing, and then when I plant down the objects, we'll kind of get to that point. So yeah, so EA Play has happened. It's been quite a long time since EA Play. I was really excited with all that was announced. You might have seen me on Twitter. I was kind of talking about it nonstop. And I had a lot of fun kind of tweeting about it at the time, and I'm really excited for when Island Living comes out. And I think that looks good for the roof so far. We'll maybe focus a little bit more on that when we're done. Also, you might have seen my recent video, the part 1 of my video series about building a massive mansion came out, and that video was a lot of fun to do, but it took me quite a long time, and so I'm very happy to be done with it. At the time of recording, I know part 2 hasn't come out yet, I don't believe. Well, as I'm recording this, part 1 hasn't even come out yet, but it is ready to be uploaded. Not quite sure yet when I'm going to be uploading that, but hopefully it is already up on the channel by the time you watch this video. So I'm just, kind of getting a fireplace going here, and like I mentioned in the last video, my goal for these videos is to have them be like 15 minutes or so. So if I have to cut out some rambling, that's fine by me, but I don't necessarily want to, but if I have to, that's fine. So maybe do something like that. We'll kind of maybe address that more a little bit later. But I just kind of I did this once before on a build based off the house from Fairly Odd Parents, and I really was happy with how that turned out. So maybe I'll leave that there, who knows. So as you might know, I'm terrible at roofing. It is easily my biggest weakness, I would say. I don't do a good job roofing, so hopefully this turns out decent enough. Maybe we'll just, oh wait, no. See, I don't like that sort of look. That doesn't look too bad. And then maybe with this we could do something like this. Push it in and drop it. And we kind of get a low roof. I don't hate it, but we'll start worrying about like doing the windows and stuff, and then the interiors, and then we will get back to maybe doing that. So maybe let's make it a medium. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let's look at medium doors. So Simmer Aaron actually asked for a more rustic look, which when I think rustic, I sort of start thinking about these doors from Strangerville. I know they're only in the medium length, I think. Yeah, only in medium, and I love the look of them. They really have a nice character to them, and they're just something really interesting about them. And so I like using them. I might use them too much if I'm not careful, but you know, I think it's a risk worth taking with this build because I really just like the look of it. Now, with these windows, they do sort of get cut off by the bush, and I'm not quite sure yet how they look. I'm going to actually take those away. So I'm going to look at maybe some smaller windows for here. I even have an idea for maybe one of those windows that sort of sticks out, like this. I like that look. I'm not quite sure yet what's going to be at the front of the house, though. But I really like the look of that. How does that look in brown is what I'm curious about. All right, I guess. Is there any other kind of windows like that? I don't like that as much. So I'm just going to stick with those. I know the brown isn't the same. It doesn't really match. I think the brown roof trim looks the best here. And like that. Yeah, I sort of like that. The roof is not the best. I like to kind of switch things up with the tiles and do something like this. I think this works out really nice. Actually, I might do a solid sort of red right there. I think the fireplace is going to be sort of red brick, which I think would work best for this kind of old style of home. And then with this right here, I think really even a 3 wide window could work. Not really. This is tough. Let's see, is there a lighter wood here? Okay, I don't typically like mixing window styles, but we're going to stick that there for now. I'm actually going to drop this roof down 2 more steps and 2 more there, so it still looks like it kind of meets up with one another. It does look a little flat though, so I might go back and kind of raise those up, but I think for the sake of having windows it might be better, but I don't know. So I want some shorter windows, and I want some with shutters, because we already have shutters on windows. Now those are tall windows. I know there are these short ones right here, but those are a different color of brown, so it's really kind of annoying. Here, I think I can drop them right there. It is one of the most frustrating parts of building in The Sims 4, the lack of kind of unity in what colors go where. I wish more of the colors matched. Yes, okay, I forgot about the smaller windows from Strangerville, but none of them have shutters, so it kind of, I don't know, I really like the look of shutters here, so I'm going to keep going with that, and maybe I'll just try different windows. Ooh, I could actually place those there, which we're still running into the issue of there's so much different brown windows, but like I said, I can't really do anything about it, so please don't judge me too harshly on that. If I could kind of get more unity there, I would, but that's not the way we're going with this, I guess. So I don't really like the flat sort of backing here, but I pretty much made that way in the last one, but I don't think anybody would mind necessarily if I kind of take a chunk out here. because hey, this is a Let's Build. There's no real rules here. I can just kind of mess around. And as long as it looks good in the end, that's fine, I think. But hopefully that didn't change any of your ideas for this build, because there are going to be some more questions with this video. You know, I made sure to take in consideration every note that was left for me. So hopefully, if you have any ideas on what you want to see for this build, you can feel free to let me know. And I will try to get working on that. Oh, I pushed it a little up too. Okay, so I think that adds a little more depth to the build, and then we just have to get windows and slider, and a slider, or as a chimney, and that looks pretty good, I think. So that's kind of got some loose bricks, but we'll worry about that later. So I do want to add a slider in. And then typically with sliders, I tend to add windows directly above them, just so there's a little bit of consistency with how the windows line up. And maybe I might even go a little different than even before and add windows like these. They're sort of tall. Oh, yeah, because I did that, I have to change the roofing. I'm really making my job difficult for myself. So, I could always just kind of push out. How does that look? It looks weird, but you know what, we're going to leave this as is right now. I don't want to spend too much more time on roofing. I want to get the windows down and then get wallpaper, and then we'll pretty much be wrapping it up for today's episode. And then I'm really interested to hear what your ideas on the build are, because this build might need a lot of help. This build really might need your help. So yeah, any ideas, tips, and pointers are welcome. I think I might have bit off more than I could chew here, so we'll see. Get some windows. Okay. And yeah, something simple like that I think works. So yeah, we might have to change a lot of this around come next time, but let's get some wallpaper down, and then we'll look into the interior and try to do some planning for the sorry, I just bought like a couple of newer packs, so I've never really looked at some of these before, so I didn't even know I had some of them. Okay, so I need some brick. Okay. So we'll do something like this. I will probably have to go over and do this over again, because I am just going to kind of slap down more paint for the rest of the house, and then I'll probably go over a lot of that. But I like that the brick doesn't really match up, though. How does that brick? Nope. Okay. So, you know, sometimes that happens where the bricks don't match up, and I can always go back and change this. Fireplace. So yes, I'm not much of a talkative person, so doing these videos has been a little weird, but I do want to thank you for sticking with me through these videos. They've been a lot of fun to do, and I do have plans to do more in the future if these do well, you know, like, I don't know, if they get views and people like them, then I'm fine kind of stepping out of my comfort zone and doing more. I think that's kind of a fun idea. I don't know which fireplace to use, though. We'll just place that red one down for now. It doesn't match, but I think that kind of helps. So let's get some paneling down. I typically will go for maybe a brown. No, there's too much brown on this build. Let's look at white. The white and brown looks okay. Blue? Lighter blue? Not bad. Not terrible, but I don't know. It's kind of not really perfect. And I don't know. I think I need to keep looking. This is tough. I am not gonna lie. This is a struggle. So I'm probably gonna have to cut out some parts of this video, just for time's sake, and for my own sanity, because I'm kind of going crazy here. But I think this kind of looks best with the cream color, but I'm going to switch things up. I sort of did this with my $1 million home, which thankfully this build is not going to be $1 million, hopefully. And I'll add some stone there, and maybe even add... This is tough. I think that's actually good for the stone. So, have some stone there, maybe add some columns to add the separation, make it more visible. I used a dark brown, I think. That looks close enough for now. So, yeah. So that's looking pretty good. I do like the outside now. I think it is holding up pretty well. I will have to move those bushes in and around. That was just sort of a rough kind of go at it. And okay, so now we're on the second floor, and I do want to have this be sort of a loft space. So have there be maybe one bedroom. This might be a one-bedroom house. It is sort of a large home for one bedroom, but I don't know. And I will have to cut out a lot of stuff because I am coughing pretty frequently right now. So there is that. Here, let's just kind of remove the floor there, and let's replace the walls with something. So yes, having this sort of space is gonna kind of make this annoyance a thing. I hate this. Okay. I mean, there's really nothing we can do about that, but oh well, I guess. So those kind of wood things will stick through, but I do like having this open space, and we can even have these stairs kind of lead up to it. So for stairs, I like to use the get-together ones. I think they have the... Oh, wait. But if the stairs are there, then it kind of blocks the fireplace. So, we could do something like that, though. Maybe even push it up a little bit further. So now there is at least the living room can be kind of private, I guess, because I probably won't use a lot of walls here just because of what it is. But, that's sort of loft space. And yeah, I think that looks good. I should probably add some lights in, because it is really dark in this house. I try to add lights in the first thing I do before I start building, just even these simple lights, and then work from there. So add these lights in. I think this area can sort of really kind of look good. So for right now, I'm just going to place down furniture, and then you can feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about the furniture placement and what you think maybe should get moved, if you think anything should be moved. I think a larger TV for this room, that looks really tiny on this wall, but I'll add a fireplace in because that's sort of the whole purpose of this side. Well, this is tough. You know what? I'll go with that one. And maybe, yeah. Okay. So, if you're ever planning a house in real life, I wouldn't recommend putting a TV above a fireplace because smoke can really damage electronics. Even I wouldn't recommend putting a painting even up there for the same reason. I've seen a lot of people complaining about the browning of the canvas of their artwork because they put it on a fireplace mantle and then it browned. So I'm going to add a bathroom here, and the kitchen can actually go here. So I'm going to place down a refrigerator. I think a refrigerator could go well here. For theoretically, if this was going to be a house in real life, I think this wall would probably have to stay put because it would be load bearing, and then even this wall would have to be up just because of the second floor. So I'm going to take that though, and darn it. Okay, I'm gonna take that, have that like that, so there's at least a beam here, and then I'm gonna go back over this part. I'm gonna leave this wall actually intact, just because I don't know, I like it. I think it adds some character to the house, and it still maintains kind of a loft style, especially if I put a there. I think that looks good. Oh, I just accidentally placed that there. Okay, so yeah, I really like the look of that. So the kitchen here, dining room could be somewhere here, maybe in this area right next to the exit and the bathroom, in case the meal is bad. Then you can quickly fix it. So there, door right there, so that it's in the entryway. I'm really liking the look of this. I'm not going to place down any wallpapers or floors. I think, I think we can figure that out more when we get to the furnishing. And then here we can have a big bedroom to kind of take advantage of that loft space, and have it like this, and then have like an activity room here, or we could even add a second bathroom here, and we can figure that out more later. But I think for now, I'm really happy with how this house looks. Let's take one more look of it. Yeah, I actually do like how the roofing turned out, and I think the house looks a little bit on the simple side, but I think the kind of landscaping that we did last episode really makes up for it. Let me look at the I'm going to add these windows over here, but not on that side. No windows are going to be here, but there's going to be these windows there. So I think that looks good. Oh, maybe I should add those windows on the second floor. See, this is like a pet peeve of mine. I always forget windows, and then I spend 10 minutes having to add the ones I forgot. So yeah. So this is sort of the loft space I was envisioning as I was planning this build. It's pretty open. There's, this will be a narrow area. Maybe we'll have to change that. Maybe we could move the living room over here. Maybe even take out the bathroom. Maybe put it over here. And maybe have the kitchen over here. So actually, yeah. So this is plan A. And then plan B, I can move that stuff around, no worries, would be this. Actually, wait. Let me go back. Okay, so everything's back the way it was. And I'm going to save this so we can sit here and watch this long save. Okay, so now I'm going to move everything around. So we could do a kitchen here. Yeah, I'm just sort of moving everything crazily. Sorry, I accidentally held down shift as I did that. And we can change all that around, move the bathroom here, and then, or even we could even keep the bathroom there and have a dining room there. Now that I think about it, but anyways, so plan A will be the way that I sort of made it out to be at the start, and then plan B will be this sort of style, or even a little different. Basically, if you select plan B, that's just your way of letting me know that the first option isn't that good, and you want to see me try some other ideas in the next video. But yeah, so plan A, there's going to be a poll with plan A and plan B, or plan 1, plan 2, and I would really love to know what your ideas for the layout are. So if you want to even let me know a little bit more what your ideas are in the comments, feel free to let me know. I always check the comments before posting these, and I try to credit the people that give me the ideas. So once again, I want to thank Chlorophyll and Simmer Aaron for giving me 2 fantastic ideas for this build. I know I wasn't really able to get them both kind of worked in on this portion of the build, but hopefully in the next part I will be able to delve more into that sort of stuff. But anyways, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.